the Warriors will win back-to-back games and make the playoffs. Pat?
I'm gonna go with hot. I'm gonna go with hot, and
Wow.
I don't like the Warriors. Hate's a strong word. I just their dynasty run. It would have been at least, I wouldn't know if I would say more enjoyable, because who likes a dynastic run if you're not a fan of that team? Nobody liked the Patriots. I guess maybe outside of Jordan's Bulls. And again, I wasn't really old enough at the time. I don't know, Combs. Did everybody hate the Bulls at the time when Jordan and them were just dominating the sport? Even when Michael Jordan, went on his little hiatus, like, did everybody that wasn't a Bulls fan hate the Bulls, or did they love them, or
Yes.
at least have a natural appreciation because it was MJ?
No, anybody who was not a Bulls fan hated the Bulls. People in Indiana despised the Bulls. Knicks fans
Yeah.
despised the Bulls. There was no love for the Bulls outside of Bulls fandom. The Bulls had fans
Yeah,
all
and
over the
Steph,
world. Don't get me wrong, because I'm Mike, but the Bulls were hated if you were not a Bulls fan.
Yeah, and I feel like Steph Curry's one of the more likable players, one of the more likable future Hall of Famers that we've ever seen in the sport, and yet I can't stand them. And I think a lot of it was because of Kevin Durant. If you can't beat him, join him. The most cowardly move in my lifetime, and maybe of all professional sports. Blows a 3-1 lead and then runs and joins the team so he can win his 2 titles. Draymond, very easily hateable by just about everybody that isn't a Warriors fan. So I still, even though the Warriors have had some lean years here in the last couple of years, I still would I would hate to see them get into the playoffs after they've been a mediocre squad for the last 2 months. And Steph Curry's injury was a big part of that. But now he's back. Now he's healthy. And I just feel like you get Steph going on a heater for 2 games, they can beat any of these teams. They're probably going to beat the Clippers. I think the Clippers had turned it around after they traded away James Harden and they brought in Darius Garland. They also traded away Ivica Zubats, but then they started winning. But they had a couple of games here down the stretch where they really showed their true identity, in my opinion. They got crushed by the Blazers both times, including the other night, and that's why they're in this 9-versus-10 game. So despite Kawhi having a great season, I don't think they have the depth. I think Golden State can absolutely go into LA and beat them. And then they're going to play the loser of the Blazers and the Suns, both teams that have had some really nice seasons. Both teams, though, lacking some serious playoff experience, really outside of Devin Booker and Dylan Brooks. They have some playoff experience. So I think best case scenario is the Suns win, and then the Warriors play the Clippers, who I think they'll beat, and then they play a very inexperienced Blazers team, who I'd rather see in the playoffs, but I can easily see Steph going for 35 and 38 these next 2 games. Draymond, after being terrible most of the season, flips a switch, and the Warriors are back in the playoffs, and then they get creamed and they get their comeuppance finally when they get crushed by the OKC Thunder. But yeah, I think the Warriors will do what the Heat did last year, be the 10 seed and win back-to-back games to get in.
I will say, I think the winner of Warriors Clippers probably beats the loser of Blazers Suns. Like, I think that's going to be the case. I think the Warriors are going to have a tough time getting past the Clippers, though. Pat brings up a good point. I mean, when you got Steph Curry on your team and you only need 1 game to win it, that's a pretty good guy to have on your team. There's always a chance of him going off for 40 or even 50 points. The Porzingis addition has been terrific as well. But, Kawhi's healthy and he's playing great. And the Garland addition's been really good. You have 2 terrific coaches in Kerr and Ty Lue in this game. And look, it is the Clippers in the playoffs, right? I mean, we know this time of the year, Clippers in the playoffs, they tend to disappoint. So I understand Pat liking the Warriors. I mean, they went 37-45 this year. I know Curry's been hurt. I know Butler was hurt. So the record would be a lot better if those guys weren't hurt and didn't miss an extended period of time. Just don't think the Warriors are really any good. So the Clippers being at home, I think they should win this game. What's interesting about the question is if the Warriors do get past the Clippers, I like them to win the next game. So I'll go cold. I don't really have strong thoughts on that Warriors-Clippers game. I really don't. If I had to play anything, I'd probably look at the under 220.5. But my strong feel is that whoever wins that game, I think is going to beat the loser of Suns and Blazers. I think the winner is going to end up being the Clippers.
Yeah, I'm out on the Warriors winning 2 straight games to get into the playoffs. At some point Draymond Green's gonna blow up and have one of his little tantrums, and it's gonna cost the Warriors. It probably happens against the Clippers, but if not, I could definitely see it happen against either the Blazers or the Suns. Especially if it's the Suns. I think the Suns are just too. They play the Suns. I think the Suns dog walk them. I don't even think it's a close game. So
Dog walk them.
Yeah, I think the Suns are so much better than what the Warriors are. So much better than the Warriors. So, yeah, absolutely, for sure. Look, it'd be nice. I like Steph Curry, too. I'm a big Steph Curry guy, but I agree with PJ. This Warriors team just isn't very good, man. They're just not. I'd be surprised if they win one game.
It would be interesting to see if the Warriors do get in as the 8th seed. You'd have a team that won 30, and again, Jimmy Butler out for the season with the torn ACL. Steph missed the last 2 months, basically. But, as PJ said, 37 wins versus the Thunder, who had 64 wins. I don't know if there will have ever been a larger discrepancy of wins between any 1 seed and an 8 seed or any team in the playoffs than what we would get if it is Thunder versus Warriors. And there would be a large discrepancy on the floor as well. Steph Curry might be healthy, might score 30 a game. It would not matter. And so I kind of hope, again, I would hate to see the Warriors in the playoffs. I would also love to see the Warriors in the playoffs because Draymond will try his antics. He'll try to get under the skin of Chet Holmgren and players on the Thunder, and they will just get absolutely obliterated. And I can't wait for it. So I kind of hope for that reason more than anything else, the Warriors do get in.